Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review the new horror film, Outpost, from writer-director Joe Lo Truglio, who is Boyle from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And he's making this debut with this horror film starring Beth Dover as Kate, a woman who has definitely been physically abused, dealing with a lot of trauma and PTSD, and is given a job of manning an outpost up in the mountains, watching for forest fires and stuff like that. And this isolation is not good for her as her mental health starts spiraling. And she's surrounded by Ado Asando, Dallas Roberts, and Dylan Baker, who are a collection of Rangers or former Rangers. And, you know, this rock-solid supporting cast here is helping bolster this film a bit, and Dover, I think, gives a strong central performance. And this film, I feel like as it progresses and it starts going into places, the messaging of it all and what it really means starts getting very murky and potentially problematic. And I don't know what this film's really trying to say, but as this film slowly starts showing the cracks in the psyche of Kate, it starts putting her in a situation where it's just like less supportive the film is of her and more like, oh, she's victimizing other people now, and like, is that what we should really be going with here? Now, this film has a lot of really creepy and unnerving moments, and Lo Truglio does a nice job of building up tension and suspense, and has some horrific moments of bursts of violence and grotesque body horror and just disturbing imagery. But it does rely upon a lot the idea of hallucinations and daydreams and stuff like that, where a lot of things don't really exist. But as you start pulling back the layers, this becomes a more twisted and twisted and twisted story that puts you back up against your chair, and you're just like, what the heck's going on here? And a strong cast and some rock-solid direction aren't enough to try to keep this messaging and themes aligned with something that feels meaningful and appropriate, and also it kind of just leans into a lot of horror tropes, and by the end you're kind of just sitting there like, okay, well, it had its moments. It also had some things that felt very clunky and awkward, and really trying to recycle too much too often and not really offering up something that feels truly unique, despite the fact that like this had a lot of potential. It's solid, it's fine, it's alright, but it could have been more. But I'm sure if you're a horror fan, you'll get a decent amount out of this sub-hour-and-a-half little flick. But those are my thoughts on Outpost. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.